Guys, before I continue with the video, I want to start with this very rule number one, all right, which is a lack of study plan. Now, this is something a lot of international students do, and when I speak to some people, they tell me that, Milton, my visa was rejected because of what I don't know. Look, if you have a bachelor's degree already and you are applying for a diploma program, let's say your bachelor's was in biochemistry and you are applying for a diploma program maybe in business management, the only way you should justify why you should be given a visa is that you are already in the business field. Let's assume that maybe you have a business. All right, you have a business you are running, maybe a private or a registered business. It should be a registered business anyway. Or if it's still private, no problem. But if you have a business you are running, then you can justify that the reason you apply for maybe business management or project management, though you have a bachelor's degree, is because you are already managing your business and now you want to go study this program so that you can come back and increase or maybe open a supermarket in your neighborhood or maybe within your community, because your community has a lot of issues when it comes to buying things or grocery stores around. I hope you understand. Do you see how it fits in? Then equally remember that if you are saying this and you have not been in school for some time, it means that you equally maybe work with a business organization or maybe with a supermarket or anything related to that. That is the only way you can justify this. Let's take another example. Let's assume that maybe you work in a petroleum company right now, and before your bachelor's degree is in maybe accounting, then you work in a petroleum company. How are you going to justify this? Maybe you can just justify that you work in a petroleum company. Let's say assume that you work as an accountant. You can say that you are going again to maybe study business management. Let's assume that you applied for a program called business management in one of these schools in Canada, right? You can just justify that you want to go and study this business management so that when you come back, you can open your own supermarket in your community, or maybe you want to open a small petrol station, all right, because you are already working with a petroleum company and the knowledge you have with this company is somehow small for you to open a supermarket or a petroleum or a petrol station within your community. All right, you make them understand that what you want to do is already in line. You don't have to justify based on the fact that you already have accounting or maybe because of your BSc. Your BSc is quite different, all right, and what you want to go study now is almost related to what you have been doing at your job site, so you must link it up to that. All right, however, the best way to go about it is just to apply for something that is related to what you had at your BSc level. But again, if let's assume that you graduated a long time ago, let's say maybe 4 or 5 or 6 years ago, and you are applying for something that is related to your BSc, it doesn't make sense, because what you are currently doing now, all right, is your business. Or let's say you are working with this organization and it's a petroleum company. You should be looking at something that is directly related to what you are doing at the moment. I hope you understand. That is lack of study plan. But like I said, if you want to apply for a college, because most of the times you will not have degree programs in colleges, you should look for a program that is related to your job. All right, let's assume that maybe you are a financial manager somewhere in a bank, and what you did in maybe your bachelor's degree is history. Now you should be looking at something related to business, finance, money, all right, so that you can tailor it that you are working with a financial institution and you intend to open a financial establishment within your community for your people within your zone, so that your community or maybe the people within your community can find a safe area to save their money. Do you see how it fits into what you are doing? Yes. And after you finish this program, you are going to return back so that you can start up the project. This is how you link programs when you want to actually gain, or you are actually trying to convince the visa official to give you a visa. Remember, everything I talk about on this YouTube channel is related to broke people. Of course, this is our broke channel, all right? I consider myself a broke guy because, of course, we have come a long way to be here. So I always put this into consideration. I believe that everybody who doesn't have enough support shouldn't make errors in visa application. That is why you always hear me mentioning broke people. Guys, please, this is how you do it. Now, watch the remaining videos so that that you understand what I'm talking about. So guys, I just want to bring out this video, and I will be telling you some of the things that will cost you your Canada study visa. All right, if you are applying for a visa to go to Canada, to move to Canada to study, then you should take this video very seriously. All right, these are some of the common reasons that your visa will be rejected or your study permit, I beg your pardon. Reason number one: inconsistency in the application form. When you are filling the application form for Canada study visa or your study permit to Canada, you should understand that there is an application form, all right, and this form to put in a lot of details online. Now, if you fail to put in these details online, or let's say you have put in the details, maybe where you are supposed to indicate that you've traveled before, you said you have not traveled. Maybe your visa was rejected before and you say your visa was not rejected, you have never been rejected a Canadian study visa. Things like that, you know, when there is inconsistency in your application form, your visa would be rejected. Please pay attention to this. Another thing I want to talk about now is your SOP. SOP is called a statement of purpose or a letter of explanation. I have a video on this YouTube channel talking about the letter of explanation, how to write the letter of explanation, and I equally talked about how you are going to put it. I just had a one-on-one call with someone this afternoon from the United States of America. She was telling me how her sister was rejected. And I understand, she made me understand a lot of things, all right? Most of us, we are not serious with what we are doing. Now, this is the SOP you are going to be using. If you want to apply for a student visa or a study permit to Canada, that is how I can call it anyways, a permit to Canada, know that this is how your SOP is going to be. If you fail to address these things in your SOP, know that your permit will be rejected. 1. Do you know the school you are going to be studying in? Did you actually mention the program you want to go and study? Did you actually mention the duration of the program? Did you mention the province of the program? If you fail to understand to mention this to the immigration official, he or she would know that you don't know where your school is, and thus that is a big flag, a red flag. When you finish with the paragraph or when you talk about your school, another paragraph you need to mention how the program is going to be. For example, let me just take it chronological. When you finish mentioning where your school is, the province in which you are, the name of your school, the program, and the duration, you now need to talk about who is going to be your sponsor. When you finish talking about your sponsor and your family background, you need now to go to the section that says to explain your ties, how you are going to come back, or if you are not going to come back. Remember, you need to mention that you would come back, and there are ways you need to talk about it. You link your program to something that you want to come back to Africa or to your home country to do. That is the first ties you are going to talk about. Second ties, if you have a business and you are leaving the business back home, you need to make them understand that when you come back, you are going to continue with your business. Then the third one is, if you have a family back home, let's say your parents are back home, you need to make them understand that when you come back to Nigeria or to Africa or to Ghana, you are going to be taking care of your parents. That is family ties. Then remember, your business will also help you to act as a tie. Then equally, if you intend to open a company, of course, I always tell international students, link that program to a company, or maybe you have a non-governmental organization you want to open in your locality or in your neighborhood or in your community. That is the right term to use. Then it will speak volume for you. These are some of the things you need to mention. After that, why did you choose Canada? After that, how is the program going to be beneficial to you? After you finish with that, you also need to talk about some of the things that are available that other schools didn't have. Of course, if you fail to mention these things and why you choose the program, you would be rejected. Please pay attention to this. That is your SOP. Your bank statement. Someone was on call with me and she said that her sister never put a copy of her bank statement. If your sponsors are coming from the United States of America, that speaks volume for you. But remember, you must collect their bank statement, you must collect their pay slips, you must collect an employment offer from them, and of course, identify them, maybe their passport or something. Remember, Canada, you will not be there to speak to the official. Only your documents will speak for you. So if you fail to identify certain things, you would be rejected. So please put this into consideration. It is very, very important. That is for the section for the bank statement. statement. I equally want to draw your attention to the fact that if you put bulky money into the bank statement, like bomb the bank statement, your visa will be rejected. A bank statement is a financial document to prove how your transactions run. So if you intend to study abroad, sure you have at least a 4 months to 6 months bank statement. Canada needs just 4 months. And also make sure that the amount that you need, remember, according to Immigration Canada, you need 10,000 Canadian dollars as living costs before your tuition fee for 1 year. All right, before, if you are moving with dependents, you state those for dependents. I am going to be dropping a full detailed video or a detailed video tomorrow for proof of funds to study in Canada, which involves that of the dependents. So please make sure you watch that video tomorrow so that you stay up to date. If you follow my instructions, if you follow what I'm telling you, you may just be moving to Canada. Again, it depends on you, your application, and God. All right, I am just here to dish out information. Remember, we are here to share love. We don't need too much money, but we need more wisdom. So let me go to the next thing. Remember, the bank statement or money in your bank account does not determine your visa approval. Put money in your bank account and you submit your application without stating where the money came from or how you are getting the money, your visa will be rejected. Now you need to tell the immigration official the 10 million in your account, the 20 million, where is it coming from? Do you have a business? If yes, show proof that you have a business. Do you have all the business registration documents? Show proof that you have them. And you have to scan and upload all these documents during your visa application on IRCC portal. If you don't have a business, if you are working, if you got your money from your job, proof that you are working. Do you have your employment offer? Do you have pay slips from the company? If yes, provide all these documents. And again, you can go in for recommendation letter to prove that you are going to school from the company. This can also help you. Is the money coming from your husband? Do you have marriage certificate? If yes, prove that. If the money is coming from your father, how does your father get the money? Do they have pay slips? Can you prove that? Can you prove that they are your parents? Upload their birth certificate. Upload all those documents. They are very important. I talked about wrong input of data, and these are some of the most common reasons for rejections. Most of the times you will see inconsistency in your application, inconsistency in your statement of purpose. The statement of purpose is the first document the visa official will look at it. If you fail to address the statement of purpose the way I gave you, there is a detailed video on this channel. Just know that you are in serious trouble. All right, so please pay attention to that. It is very, very important. These are some of the common reasons. Do not forget home ties is the first reason. Proof of funds, how you document how you got your money or to sponsor yourself, how you are going to sponsor yourself is very important. I think if you have these two and you document the other things well, you fill in your application well, you are just moving to Canada. So I'm here today to tell you that you should stop chasing unnecessary degrees. Stop chasing them now. Get comfortable. Make a lot of money. You can go back to school and chase your PhD or your professorship. But this is my advice to you as an international student who is still in Africa and struggling to move abroad. Why am I saying this? I did a video a few days ago. Before I continue with this video, guys, please click the like button of this video. There is a lot I want to say here. Please press the like button so that other followers or other viewers can watch this video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. All right, thank you. I am saying that you should stop chasing unnecessary degrees because nobody told me all of this. The reason is because I have realized that most of us from Africa, we are into this thing like, Milton, I want to go for PhD. Please, is there no PhD? There are other programs you could go in for. There are other visa categories you could apply for, which are not study visas. But when you reach these specific countries, you change those visas into study visas if you are comfortable at that time. If you are in Nigeria and you're a master's degree holder, you are struggling to get a visa to move to the USA and it's not coming through, or you are not getting the fully funded scholarship you need, take a tourist visa to the United States if you are qualified. Then when you get in there, you apply to universities or try to ask admissions from their schools. When they give you the admissions now, it is now time for you to start asking for scholarships. That is very smart way. But if it is not happening, then keep chasing universities while you input some work. So my very first thing is, if you intend to migrate to Canada, via a master's or PhD program, and you are not getting maybe the admissions to apply for this particular university, you are applying, you are getting rejections, you are not getting the fully funded opportunities. Why not other visa categories there that you can use? You can take other visas, you enter into Canada, then you change these visas into working or maybe study visas.